Okay, here's Melissa's breakfast. So here's the menu. It's like €6. So she gets a coffee, which is actually pretty good. She gets 1 orange juice. She gets 4 pieces of bread, and this kind of what is this?
Tomato and oil.
Tomato and oil. It's quite light. Thing, you know, this. That's what gives men a bad name. And the women are just sitting there listening to it. Oh, I forgot to go again. Shit. All right, Formista. This is our last view of this town. Where are these? Oh, you want to take a look? We're here.
The church?
Yeah. Any trouble? It's cool. Can never get tired of these churches for some reason. Oh, you got dead people here.
And then there's the water in that cave.
Oh yeah.
And all the little locks.
Huh. That's the little canal
Sweet,
that we
huh?
went through.
Yeah, we walked right through here.
Huh.
Do a little patika. We came down here. This is a little diorama of where we crossed over the canal right here and then into Formista.
Yeah, I think
So
these
this is
gates are missing
the
though.
locks.
I
Yeah,
think
the gates are not there, but this is the original.
But you saw the original arch.
This is very cute.
And look at this, where you can tell who cheated in golf. This is where all the
That's funny.
This looks like a tribute to the female pilgrims here.
Finally. That's funny. I've noticed they have all these bin men.
Yeah.
I gotta take a picture of this one. There's females doing it too. Actually, I'd say there's more females doing it.
I would say so too. Here's your environment. Nice little viewpoint. Oh.
17.
Walk and talk a day 17. Yeah, I would say that for sure, that the only reason a lot of these towns exist or survive, if you will, is because of the Camino. I mean, there's like even that small town Formista we just got out of. I mean, it seemed like there's like about 3-4 alberques. There's like at least 6-8 hotels, but there's nothing there. So the only reason that it survives is because of the Camino. And so it's not like, oh, you're a pilgrim, how wonderful. It's more like they understand the economic stream that the Camino brings. So in that respect, it really is a huge asset, I would say, to the towns and the townspeople that are on the Camino. Because there's not a whole lot out here.
Today we're like right on the road almost the whole way, it looks like.
Yeah, it kind of blows. It looks like
To me, it looks like one of the days that you could easily skip.
well, it's like
Climbed.
the road is right next. It's not terrible. At least they've got a good separation.
But it's not very scenic because of that.
Well, it's, yeah.
Like me. But you know, such is life, right? Some days are meh.
I'm half inclined to put my thumb out and skip a section, you know. We got a double night at our next accommodation, so everybody in the hotel, man, they clear out quite early. I will say, I don't know if it's...
But we're always the last out.
Last one's out, last one's in.
You know, maybe some people enjoy that morning time. I don't know, it seems like there's a certain energy, I would suspect. And then in the evenings, when we're walking, there's no one around. It's quite peaceful. And it doesn't feel so frenetic with all these people around rushing to get to the next place.
Yeah, no, I don't feel a need to rush. I mean,
Yeah.
so what if you get there at 7 o'clock? I mean, you've got a reservation, so it's not like you're, yeah, you know, people are staying in the hotel that we're staying at. The likelihood that they're staying in Alburquerque is probably really slim. I mean, unless they were forced to take the hotel room because that's all they could find, which is very possible because
Maybe they like not being in the afternoon sun. We're from Texas, so it's not so it's pleasant actually.
Yeah, I mean, it's cool.
Because in Texas it's like 100 degrees in the sun.
well, it feels like right now it's about, I don't know, 60,
70? No.
65 maybe. I mean,
There's a good breeze.
it's a light breeze, so you have to look at. I'm having to wear a light sweater and a shirt underneath, and I feel quite comfortable. So the air temperatures, I can't say it's not at all disagreeable.
At what time? It's about 11 o'clock.
Yeah, it's about 11. Not too many people on the trail.
Well, maybe they all got smart and skipped this section.
First town we come to, we're probably about 35 minutes into the hike on day 17.
Yes.
Day 17. It's the first real garden we passed. I mean, these people don't garden that much. It's not part of their culture. Interestingly.
No, it seems like they really eat a lot of.
Man, this is a small town, and they've got there's an Alburquerque. There's the municipal ones, and I bet you the municipal ones historically were the place that people would the pilgrims would actually go.
Yeah.
You know, and then you got a hotel rural.
I think there's some that, you know, it's just a I forget what they say in Spanish, but it's just donation. Donativo.
Like a
Donativo it just means donation.
like you just donate what you can.
Uh-huh.
Oh, I didn't know that. Melissa just said that there's some
Saw
Alburquerque.
that in that list of albergues that they gave us at the
Saint Jean.
in Saint Jean.
Yeah, cute little. If we see a tiny little supermercado, we're gonna get my daily chocolate bar. Johnny good, like a good boy. Want to get a look? Well, you wonder if this was the original ground level. And then, as the years went on, oh man, there's like another big old church over there too, with a big old stork. Melissa, I mean, there's like a big old church. Another big church with a big stork. Yeah, it's just, and then you have like this big old church. Like you would never find yourself in a town like this if you're ever traveling in a country. And you know, you would just pass most of this by. Plus you probably wouldn't be spending 6 weeks going like 800 kilometers either. So it's an interesting way to travel. It's a lovely morning. Yeah, today's trail, it's kind of like going from one small little farming village to the next. There's not a whole lot there. It's like the last place was a bar slash supermarket, which wasn't much of a supermarket, but that's how it is, multifunctional. So if you're staying at one of these alberques in these small villages, man, there's just not a lot of resources to purchase, if you will. And temperature's nice today. It's like overcast, so it's not real warm. Little town, and back on the trail we go. And this portion of it looks like it follows the stream. Yeah, it was Mother's Day yesterday, and I thought it was kind of nice that two younger boys called up Melissa, the mother, and you know, there's something. I was in the bathtub when the second one called, and there was something emotional about having this connection with these. You were there at day one from the beginning. I would say
before day one.
Well, yeah, long before day one, but certainly when I caught all three of them coming out. So I was pretty hands-on. I didn't go through all the birthing things because they were kind of goofy. They're a little bit too soft male for me, but when it came down to it, I was ready for action. But I was there, boys, from the first breath that you took. Not going to get everything right. It was a bit of a shock to me. I had a girlfriend way back, and she got a letter from her father, and it never dawned on me that a father would ever write. And it was like my dad never wrote me a letter, never called me on the phone, never. And you know, I guess in reality I didn't need it, but it was something that I wasn't aware of, even thinking that that was even something that was in the realm of things to do. So, you know, I would say that starting when the boys were growing up, I was more hands off. I mean, I was busy doing a financial gig, which was stressful enough. So I think within this, there's probably an apology about not being the perfect dad and doing everything and showing up at the meets or at the graduation. You'll see that a lot of that stuff is kind of boring. I think you also get a little bit more selfish with your time, because as time goes on and you got less of it, and so in a way you're kind of, I think, you sort of preserve the things that you want to do, but it doesn't mean that there's less love there. It just means that it's a little bit different decision, and it may externally not look your traditional, oh, what a good dad, he shows up and he's at all the baseball meets and all of the swim meets, what a good dad. You know, I don't know, be one of those dads and still be in jail. So I think I have faith and trust that you boys will find your way, and you didn't need to be pampered. You didn't need that, and you'll learn to factor in your decisions in life. And I also think, evolutionary wise, each generation, we hope, will bring the next generation closer to, let's call it, the promised land, of the image of perfection, or a more powerful ideal family unit. So I think it's an evolution, and I'm one step along that continuum, and I've made big strides from the way my father was, but I also had to walk in my father's footsteps to kind of understand who he was, or at least get a kind of an understanding of who he was, and also forgiveness. So ultimately it's just like ultimately it just kind of came, especially when he died. So it was a funny thing when he died. It's like I couldn't blame the father for my problems anymore. So it's an odd thing that death does. It is, I guess, suppose it's the ultimate letting go, you know. So, but anyway, you don't want to wait till I die before you sort of find that connection and maintain it and understand. I guess that's my father. I asked him one day, and he said, I asked him why, Sakai. He says, well, you do the best that you can, and nobody's perfect. Those are the two things I remember. And simple, but kind of prophetic and true. So, okay, here we are. This is not a lot happening in today's walk. It's a little bit more windy. The air temperature is quite pleasant. I don't know if you can hear that cuckoo. It's like a cuckoo bird. Walking along this river. It's more like a little stream, probably irrigation stream. Staying on the sun theme, you know, all of it is kind of a totality, and you may not get the totality because a lot of that totality's in terms of contributing to my son's psychological well-being started when they were very early, very little, and we would play cars and do packs and different things. And unfortunately, because that's further back in the memory, you don't remember that. It's more of a, I would say that stuff exists more on a cellular level, that you just have this inner sense of yourself and the connection, the love, if you will. It's easier to remember the more current things. Oh, he didn't go to my graduation. But that's kind of more current, more fresh in the mind. But to be holistic, you have to really reflect on the whole reality, which is what was your connection? You know, who was carrying you when your mother was burnt out and walking you so you'd fall asleep? Who came into the bedroom and sang to you with the guitar and held you while you fell asleep? You don't remember those things, but it's cellular. So, which means that you have a core inside of you that I would hope it would be unshakable, although as the life treads upon our lives, it's easy to get shaken up, and there's your survival, if you will, kind of reverts back to that cellular place of, you know what, I was loved, and you can feel that in a deeper cellular level, that you were taken care of, and you did have your needs, the things that you needed, taken care of. You didn't get the stuff, everything that you wanted, but there's a difference between want and need, and even though sometimes something seems like it's a need, it's not. All right, here we are. It's a little town. Everyone's got like a little, even this little town here, man, it's got a little albergue. It's just the weirdest thing. I mean, these places just couldn't exist without the Camino. I mean, it's a huge resource for this country to have established this type of infrastructure, you know. I guess it's like the West Coast Trail, but those tend to be much more rural. This, you're directly involved with communities that you're walking through, which is kind of cool.
Carrion means bird.
So just so you know, what was the name of that town?
This one?
I don't remember it. So it looks like from the town that we were in last night, Formoso, this road just follows, the Camino follows the main highway the entire way, but there is a secondary road which we were on, and we just sort of came back to the main one because it looked like it's much more direct to the town that we're going towards. However, you do have the road, and over there you do have the nice little walkway, but
you end up on the road.
You do end up on a road on the other one anyway. So I'm thinking we're about 2.5 hours into today's hike, and We got off being on the river walk or the canal walk and got on the main road just because the way the vectors worked, it was shorter distance. The triangle was shorter, if you will. And looking at it from here, for some reason, that church doesn't have storks on it. Every church has got like a bunch of storks' nests. I think we're going to take a little break. I think we still have like an hour and a half or so to our final destination. Whew. That's a church. Carrion de los Condes. I'm not sure what the word Carrion means, but Condes means counts, of the counts. Santiago Gelato. Hey. 463 kilometers. Carrion de los Condes, 6 kilometers. It gives way to windy and wet. Not cold, but wet. Oh, I can see our town about an hour, maybe 40 minutes away. Yup. Look. Not a walk in the park. Ay, ay, ay. And she blows, she goes. Look how much fun I'm having. Ay, ay, ay. Ay, ay, ay. Well, what can you do? This is the camino, man. The good thing is, I can see our town. Oh boy, it's like real strong now. It's more like a 35 mile. Okay, darlings. Camera goes away, so I can withstand the whipping I'm getting. So I can get all seasons in one day, even in the Meseta. Even the birds don't like it. I mean, they can't make it. Ay, ay, ay. This is a strong wind. That's our village for tonight. Carrion de los Condes. Condes means counts. So I wonder if there's like a castle thing here. Here's what it looks like. Light rain, strong wind, 30 miles an hour at least. You do have to be prepared. Don't think because it's all nice sunny weather forecast, man, you really have to have your rain gear and rain pants even, you know, and a light sweater, even if SD card is almost full, so it seems like it's shutting off automatically. Carrion de los Condes. Must be a castle here for the count somewhere. It's a cute little town. Boy, that's a big river. Neat. pans out okay. Because we're not in the mood for a problem. Okay, this is our habitación, real Monastery San. I mean, this is a big somebody's been working this place. Huh. Oh man. Oh boy. This is huge. Somehow you don't feel so unique.
Yeah.
This is I mean, this is huge. I hope we got the inner courtyard.
I'm gonna let you go in first.
Yeah.
Don't set down your stuff. Nice film.
Well, they're pretty small, man. They're petite.
That's it?
Yeah, that's
You
it.
have a sitting room?
No, not really.
Oh, let me tell you.